Welcome back to Tales from the Bargain Bin. Unfortunately, the movie I have to show you today is not as insidious as Christmas with a capital C, nor is it halfway charming like the hero of Color City. No, today's movie has all the excitement of looking at someone's vacation photos. It's like watching paint dry while waiting for a dentist appointment. If you were trapped in a void for 1,000 years with nothing to watch but the Weather Channel in Portuguese, that would be a decent approximation for what I had to sit through. I bring you Little Bee. Simply put, this movie is poorly made. Everything about it is low quality. The sound quality... terrible. The voice acting...
Beauty, let's go. The soldiers need to prepare.
terrible. The copy-paste character models...
The butt! It hurts every time I sit down!
Get over it. Would you rather they stung you right in the face?
I'd rather they didn't sting me at all.
terrible. The sky, the grass, the ground... it's bad. It's no wonder, really. It's a blatant ripoff of B-movie from the same people who made The Little Panda Fighter and other infamous schlock made purely to squeeze a few dollars out of confused grandmas. But I have to actually review the movie, so let's do this. We start with poorly rendered flowers and Timothy Olyphant in a bee costume. The bee's name is Bee-Nard, fucking Christ, and he likes collecting pollen and making honey, but he's a soldier bee and isn't allowed to do those things. I know the proper word is like drone, but they say soldier a lot, so whatever, you know what I'm saying. He's also skipping class, so he gets in trouble with a character I don't think we ever see again. Maybe we do, I don't care. He gets sat in front of the class while the teacher drills into everyone the importance of keeping to the role they were born for. A note on the teacher, she is clearly a man doing an old lady voice and it is very distracting, but not nearly as distracting as realizing Bee-Nard sounds like Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, sure, but think outside the hexagon.
The credits aren't in English, and I don't think the English voices are credited, so I'm not sure who's who, but I don't think any of the Ash voice actors are in this. At least I hope not. Anyhow, this scene introduces the other main characters, starting with Bee-Yuti, a worker bee who wants to be a soldier. You see where this is going? It's a criticism of the caste system. I guess I can't blame them for going with that plot. It kind of writes itself with this setting. It's just that this is a film with no surprises whatsoever, which makes it all the more dull to sit through. I already know how this is going to end. Bee-Nard is going to prove himself somehow and everyone will be free to choose their profession. We also get introduced to the princess, but I guess she's not the only one. We see multiple later, but they all look the same. Would it really have been so hard to make them look different? I know they're bees, but at least Bee-Yuti wears a bandana thing. But the important thing here is that they basically just say that the princess's role is to one day get railed by a drone, which is kind of an odd choice for a kid's movie.
As a drone, you might be fortunate enough to date the princess. That's what I'm talking about. She will be mine.
Keep it down.
Then there's a training scene where Bee-Yuti hits a target while flying by. She wants to train, he wants to make honey, so they make a deal to help each other out. Bee-Nard is working on a recipe for better tasting honey, so Bee-Yuti talks the hive's chef into letting her use the kitchen after class. The ongoing joke with the chef is that he's full of himself but everyone hates his honey. He's also male, which seems to go against the caste system presented by the movie. Maybe he's supposed to be gay or something, who knows. But Bee-Nard's recipe is a success and they arrange to collect more nectar so he can work on it more. We'll skip ahead a little bit to the queen complaining about the quality of the hive and her duties in general. A princess asks to speak to her, but before we get to that, why is the queen sexy? The lipstick, the eyeshadow, the breasts, the choker? What's going on here? The only thing worse than this movie is the fact that somebody has definitely jerked off to this bee. Someone out there's probably drawn porn of her. Can you imagine that? That'd be like, so weird, right? So the princess wants advice on learning to run the hive, but she also wants to propose the creation of an intelligence agency. Seriously, she wants to form the CIA, but since they are living in peaceful times and the queen is a bit of an airheaded diva, she gets shut down.
There's no need to bother with intelligence.
She's also unsatisfied with the advice the queen has to offer. The princess sees Beauty collecting nectar for Bernard's honey recipe and gets suspicious because the chef doesn't normally expect much from his workers. She follows her to investigate, and Beauty lunges for the target at the training course, nearly spilling all the nectar. Luckily, Bernard is also the one. Also, I guess Beauty doesn't want to be a soldier, she just likes being tough, but whatever.
Whatever. I don't really care.
Cut to a beekeeper basically saying the hive is done for cause the honey tastes like shit. We then have a song and dance number, unfortunately, but there's a huge problem here beyond the fact that it sucks ass. See the princess there? Like, right there? They aren't supposed to know she's there! At this point, she is spying on them, but in the song, she dances and talks with them. I swear to God, no thought went into this. So the beekeeper comes to get rid of the hive, and the bees stop him by getting through a hole in his suit to sting him. After this, the queen calls the hive together to rally for war. The princess goes to spy on the beekeepers and learns that the reason for them wanting to get rid of the hive is because of the bad-tasting honey.
Oh man, it's the worst! If we had to live off the money we made from that honey, we'd be bankrupt! If only it was delicious, but it's awful, so they're out of here!
Now, at the risk of trying to make sense of this film, wouldn't the bees already understand this arrangement? They treat the beekeepers as a mere oddity, even though they must be taking the honey for them to even know that it tastes bad, let alone make any money off of it. Are they magicking the honey out? Is this a special farm of beekeeper magicians? How have they gone unnoticed? We'll skip the training montage and go to the princess running into Bernard. They plan to make honey using his superior recipe to save the hive.
You could fix all that with your special recipe.
How do you know about that?
Oh, I know.
What do you mean, how does she know? She was there! You did a dance together!
You did this yesterday!
Don't holler at me. I don't understand anything. I'm very frightened.
Meanwhile, the beekeepers are shown with shiny new suits. Back in the kitchen, things are ready to go and they make a batch of the honey. Afterwards, the chef is shown to have been hiding since the attack on the hive. His scene was almost mildly humorous.
That Bernard, he is a most excellent chef. And I fear that my honey, in comparison to his, it is very bad. And my honey has put the hive in jeopardy. That is terrible. There is only one thing I can do to right this wrong. Wish those kids the best of luck. I can't believe it. I'm not worthy to be called chef. I'm such a loser.
The hive launches a defensive strike but is knocked out by some spray. Bernard goes down and is nearly stopped, but Beauty stings the human through his new suit. Bernard gets to the honey valve, I guess, and turns it on, dispensing the new batch. I don't really understand what happened here. I thought the kitchen was already inside the hive along with everything else. Was that not the case? Why did he need to go outside? Where did they put the honey? Because they weren't carrying it after they left the kitchen. I don't understand how you could put in the effort to have musical numbers, shitty though they may be, but can't be bothered to keep everything just halfway coherent. It doesn't require good writing to have a sequence of A, B, C. Hell, Christmas with a capital C was at least a cohesive, functional movie. I understood that City Hall wasn't inside Mitch's house and also on the moon. Moving on. There's a celebration, but Bernard is arrested for breaking Bumblebee law. This court scene is long and pointless, so I'm just going to cut it short. Bernard, you are guilty, but he made the honey. The chef made that. No, I did not. Well, fuck him anyway. Hey, screw you!
Fuck you! Fuck you!
I did it for the good of the hive. Okay, everyone can be whatever they want, I don't care. Now Bernard's famous and they have a party. The cast then talks to the audience, and I will have none of that. I am done. Also, why are they just now showing the city setting? Is that in the hive, or is it underground somewhere? Where is anything? Who is anyone? Is this even a movie, or did I just hit my head in the middle of watching B-movie? I need to go lie down. See you in the next review if this movie hasn't killed me.